Welcome back to OmEn Online. Of course, got me, Adam, my man Johnny over here.
I'm here.
We got Eric back with us and our new guest for the day. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
I don't even know.
What the fuck's your name?
Well, depends what day it is. Marianne is my name.
Marianne, awesome.
Yeah.
She's, as we've told you before, we're haunted house actors at times. I was in the past. Johnny is currently. We got Eric doing the Seconds Left show, and he's also in another movie. We talked about that last episode, I believe it was. Well, we've got her. We've got Marianne over here, not from Gilligan's Island, sorry, over at Malice Manor, a new haunted house in southern Indiana. We love our haunted actors. Gotta say it. But
I went for my third time today.
yeah, I went there
third
twice.
time in a week.
But it's going to be a really great show, I think, man. And don't forget, hit that subscribe button, share it with your friends, that little notification bell, ding, ding, ding. It's going through the things.
I gotta pee.
Oh my God, he's got to pee.
I'm gonna go to the restroom. I'll come back in on the video. Y'all just start without me.
We're already rolling, man. What are you talking about? Oh man.
I'll
So,
close the door.
as we said, Marianne, man, you're working at Malice Manor. Is this your first time in a haunted house?
Yes.
How you liking it so far?
It's fun. I like it.
It's definitely fun. It's something about the adrenaline, the energy you get off the customers that come through. I mean, they're paying to be scared, so you go through, you scare them, and you feed off that energy, and it just makes it that much more exciting.
That sounds fun, man.
Like I can go from being sexy and provocative to being pissed off to being funny, all in the same 15-minute cycle, depending on what group is coming through.
Right. Because you got to be able to read your group too. That's another thing we learned when I was doing it. You got to read the group and know what it's going to take to scare them. Because some of them, like the in your face, hollering at them, the hills have eyes style, and some of them you got to go slow and get that psychological scare.
Mm.
It's definitely fun. Definitely fun. Oh man.
Yeah, I freaked out on Friday. All the way, I found out that I actually got to go to work. I've never done a haunted house before, ever. Gone to a million of them, but I've never worked one. So Friday, I was cool until like 4 o'clock rolled around, and I was supposed to be there at 6. And I started freaking all the way out because I had no clue what the fuck I was going to do. I didn't know what I was going to play, where I was going to be, I had no clue what the fuck I was going to do. Freaked all the way out.
Right. I mean, any new experiences like that, it's the suspense, the anxiety. It starts getting your adrenaline pumping, and you get a little bit of fear of your own because you don't know what to expect. You don't know what you're going to do.
No, I don't. And I had this huge fat man. I had no clue what the hell to do with him. He's this ugly ass motherfucker, and he's got tubes and things running all over the place, and I don't know if I want to kill him. I don't know if I want to save him, and I really don't know if I just want to sit there and laugh at him.
Right.
That's not like a scene from the Blade movie.
Right.
The guy behind the computer when Blade meets the guy behind the big fat guy.
Yeah, I feel it. That's awesome.
Big blob. I'm still trying to find his dick, okay? Because I found his balls on the table, and you can see him, but I mean, come on now.
And haunted house acting is something completely different than working like a show. Because a show, you have like a script. You have something to go by. You know what your character is. You work at a haunted house, you got to go in and make something up.
Yep, it's improv acting.
Yeah.
It's definitely, that's exactly what it is. It's improv acting. You're on the fly, coming up with your scene. Now, if you've been there a while, you might have regular go-tos to help you. But that's...
And even then, you get bored doing those, so you keep trying to come up with different shit.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I swing a pink baseball bat around to people, and I come running at them, hitting it up on the floor real fast, right in their faces almost. and freak the fuck out of them.
Right. That's
some
great.
freak out when you actually make them interact with your prop, and I had fun with that. Because so far I've done the Fat Man room and the Butcher.
Right.
So the Fat Man, I did him on Friday, and I had no clue what I was going to do with this thing. Not a fucking clue. Like, I think I spent about a good 20 minutes staring at this thing.
Oh, is it the fat man in bed?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, that
So
thing.
I think from Blade.
Yeah,
Like,
I got you now.
I really had no clue what I was going to do with it, and one of the other actors was like, well, this girl, she cries about it because she's trying to save him and she doesn't know how to save him. I'm like, nah, that's not me. I'm not going to cry over it because I just can't cry. I can't cry and feel like that. But what I can do is I can get somebody up on my table because this fat motherfucker's going to die. And I'm going to have fun watching him die. Or I could find one of the girls that's already jumpy as hell and make her force feed him because he's going to take it.
Yes, that's exactly
and
what
then
I was
starts
thinking.
to spray towards the other way, and then they end up spraying each other.
Force feed them. You're killing them through gluttony. That's awesome.
See, I would have like you want to touch his, something. I'd be real nasty with it.
Lift his belly, touch his wang.
You're lucky I tried to find his wang. He's not there. Okay. Tried to.
Oh man.
But it was great though. I actually had a security and cop roll through, and I, for once in my life, got to clown in a cup without getting in trouble.
You can do that at a haunted house all the time.
Yes, definitely.
Because pretty much all haunted houses employ police officers during the haunt season.
They got to have security because you're going to have these douchebags that come through drunk, and you're trying to scare them, so they try to be big, bad.
I had to follow a group last night through that was I don't know. We don't know if they were just drunk or if they were on something too. But I was told to follow them, and since I run the very beginning of the haunt, I had to follow them from the very beginning all the way to the end.
Right.
And, like, I'm sitting here, like, telling this dude, I'm like, dude, go forward, keep moving, enjoy the show, don't cause a problem. I'm just here to make sure you don't.
Right. Hey, sometimes that's what you got to do. Yeah.
I'm like, as long as you don't cause a problem, me and the big pink stick won't have a problem.
So how you been, Eric? Ain't talked to you in a week.
I never worked in a haunted house, but I've been in all of them.
Right. Awesome.
I've been to Malice Manor.
Malice Manor's
I don't
new.
think so.
It just opened up.
Yeah.
It's its first year. This is their
It's
second
awesome.
week open.
It's awesome. It's one of my favorite local houses now.
I gotta tell
It's
you,
right down the street from you, so.
Yeah.
We had 3 review groups come in last night, and we killed on all 3 of them.
Awesome.
cool.
Awesome.
I gotta tell you, the one best scene I've seen in a haunted house, this blonde woman is brushing her hair in the mirror, right? Brushing her hair. All of a sudden, her reflection jumps out and starts strangling her.
I know what that is.
It wasn't a mirror.
I know exactly what that
It was a lookalike on the other side, moving at the same time, brushing her hair at the same time, even looked like her. Jumped out and started. That was like one of the best things I've ever seen in a haunted
That's
house.
awesome.
Yeah.
That sounds awesome.
I like how they have you go in through the fireplace and you have to crawl under.
See, that was cool. That whole scene, it is one of those where it doesn't need to be in your face. You go in, you sit down in a living room, and it's still got that
especially
spook
with the
feel.
new edition.
Oh,
I told you, dude. Yeah, like Pam had to walk in there. She was like, "I want to walk in with you to see your reaction to the new addition to the room. We changed things up a little bit." And then when she whipped that thing out of me, I was like,
Look, she had too much fun playing with her new edition this morning when she was getting dressed.
well, see, the thing is, she knows me, so she was able to get away with a lot more shit with me.
right.
Like, when I was trying to crawl through the fireplace, she was behind me doing this.
Oh, that's great. That's great.
And the man who introduced me to the manor, since I could actually tell who it was this time, because I didn't recognize him the first 2 times I went through.
Right.
Because he looks different now.
Oh, Jeff?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no, he did great. He did great when I went
great.
there.
I congratulated him on his way through again. I mean,
It's still not the pig butchers though.
it's not the pig room. It's not the Pig Brothers, but it's Pig Brothers will never be again.
It's what it is.
Yeah, but the Pig Brothers were nice. I would love to see. I heard that his brother Brent is going to try to pull one or two nights here and there
Awesome.
if he
Awesome.
can. Brent
Yeah.
is amazing, especially like Brent used to be the guy that worked the elevator at Haunted Hotel, and apparently the guy they got now is really good.
Working the elevator?
Yeah, at the Haunted Hotel.
Right. I haven't been there this year.
Well, he's the same guy from last year.
Oh, he was good. He
Exactly.
was great. Yeah.
Yeah, he was great, but they still say he's no Brent. I never got to see Brent work the elevator there, but I did get to see him work in the pig room with Jeff and them as the old man that he was doing.
Right.
And it was really good.
Awesome.
He was really good.
So, what else do you do when you're not working at haunted houses?
I work. That's all I do. I work and I sleep.
Right.
I can say I work with this one right here.
Oh man.
And this one.
I know I work both of them. I live with this one and I work with this one. It's bullshit. I don't think I ever get away from work, truly.
And I showed up to her other job tonight and
oh my God.
made her freeze up. She pops out and there I am all alone. I went by myself.
Right.
Like it was already.
I even took my glasses off so they could get a little more rough with me if they wanted to.
Right, that's awesome.
You know,
see, it's great when you know the actors because they put a little more that they can't do with regular customers.
Well, they're allowed to do a lot apparently.
Oh yeah, they're allowed to do great.
We're allowed to do a lot of it.
It is a full touch haunt, full contact haunt.
We're allowed to touch,
and that's awesome.
And you know what?
It's basically an extreme haunt.
Yeah,
that's exactly what it is.
You know what screwed me up about Johnny just popping up through is I was already thrown all the way off because yesterday I was at the counter selling tits, selling ass. I mean, I was having fun with it.
Right.
I had a blast with it. The butcher that I had.
I was hoping she was going to be in there again when I came in because, I was like, I have a feeling that she's going to be talking about tits and ass or something.
You were going to eat my ass and you were going to like it. Okay? You were going to eat it.
Dude.
But see, I got a new butcher.
Bubba threw me into the butt cheeks. I love
Bubba. Did you push his button?
Which one?
His big purple button.
No, I didn't do that. We belly rubbed a lot, though.
Oh, man.
It was something new every day.
Oh, dude. He plays that role great. And you know why he says he plays that role great? He says, because I'm kind of a redneck.
Kind of, he is.
He just being himself. That's doing what comes naturally.
A more
that's
exaggerated version of himself.
An exaggerated, yeah. But when you base
he does walk around barefoot all the time.
He does.
When you base it in something that you feel comfortable with, it comes out a lot easier. It flows a lot easier. That's like when anything I'm acting in, if you got the line, you got to put it in your own words. So it sounds like it's natural coming from you. You know, if you follow a script word for word, it really sounds monotone or like it's computer generated. You know,
there was a comedian that was saying something about some like if it was a rape trial or something, and like the girl had been more like playful playing with the guy or something. It's like not right now. Shit like that. But then the court reporter reads it and you get a drab guy and he's like, no, not now. No, I said no.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's all about how the inflection comes out.
Voice inflection is definitely a major thing. Yeah, that's one problem I have with text messaging. You know what I'm saying?
Because I say something and the way I'm thinking of it and the way I say it, it sounds a certain way. Like either sarcasm or something else.
Right.
But the way it comes out in words, just words
they read it with their own voice inflection that they think should be.
Yeah, and like I could say something that I'm just joking about the way I say it, and they can tell. But then when they read it, they're like, "What the fuck, dude?"
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Man, speaking of cell phones, what do y'all think about this new 5G thing they're rolling out with?
I don't know, man. I don't know what's up with it. Personally, I'm sitting here going,
Internet's
right.
supposed to be a lot faster, but it's putting
Internet
radio
should be free.
waves.
Yeah.
Internet should be free. Oh man, Elon Musk, he's trying to make internet free for the world. He's trying to launch a bunch of satellites.
And it's
to where
very interesting.
I definitely, Elon Musk has definitely got a lot of good things going. While he's a major businessman, he's actually trying to use his position to do good things for people.
It's kind of like we always say, if you got the means, you got more money than you know what to do with, you're already funding all this other shit, and you still got more money than you know what to do with, get rid of some of it. Use it for other good shit.
Well, it's like I know this guy that owns a business, right? And
Me too.
he's no, this specific one. He makes hydraulic hoses and shit, right? But he donates tons of money.
Because he makes.
He's got plenty of money. He doesn't need the extra, and he lives great. You know, that's a good person. He let a homeless guy sleep on the bench in front of his store every night, and of course that guy got an attitude, so he took the bench away. You know, it's like this guy's doing great for you, and you're going to give him shit.
He never gave that dude a problem sitting. He never cared the dude was sleeping on.
Most stores, you think you go to Kroger or something, are they gonna let some homeless guy sleep on their bench in front of the store?
No.
Hell no. Hell no. They're like, oh, this makes my business look bad. You know, but this guy actually tries to give people a hand up, and dude got an attitude with him because he just asked him to pick up his trash.
We had a
Simple shit.
interruption guest. He was gorilla guesting.
Who's that? Oh,
moth. He flew like right past me.
Oh, we got a moth in here. He's on now.
Guesting.
Mr. Moth, how you doing? Watch him turn into Mothra. Speaking of which, have y'all seen that new Godzilla movie?
I have not seen it yet. Is it good?
It is awesome. It's like, I think it's Godzilla King of Monsters, right?
Does he look like a big-ass snapping turtle?
No.
No, he looks like a modern version of the original Godzilla. Right? Where the Godzilla, the first... Yeah, where the first original Godzillas came out, they looked like the T-Rex Raptor thing.
Yeah, like
this looks like the original Godzilla, but modern effects.
Like an iguana with teeth.
Kinda. Yeah. But it's got a bunch of other monsters in it too. Mothra's in it.
Ghidorah.
Let me ask you something. A Mothra, it's the one with wings, right?
It's a giant moth.
Yes, moth.
Where does it hide at?
It's the spirit of the earth, of the earth is what I heard. It's like it only comes out when there's stuff like this happens or something. Because Mothra used to be really powerful, but Mothra's kind of lost some of its power over the years, I think, personally. But Mothra was supposed to originally a spirit of the earth that would be called forth by these twins that connected with Mothra and would call forth this Mothra whenever, harm was coming, like bad shit was there destroying stuff.
Well,
these twins are humans, right?
I think so, but I don't remember exactly. It's been a long time.
Without giving you the story of this movie, that's pretty much what it is all these monsters come out when the earth needs reborn. Just like you have forests that go through natural forest fires and then come back again because that's the only way to sprout the seeds of certain trees. Right? They're irradiated monsters. They come, destroy the earth, and the radiation causes the plants to regrow and start over. And that's the basis of the story. There's more to it than that. Like I said, I don't want to give everything away if y'all haven't seen it.
So do you think Godzilla is a friend or a foe?
Godzilla to me is more of a friend, but at the same time can be a foe because we fuck with him.
On this movie,
Mothra comes out on the chaos of Godzilla.
I don't know if that's how it is in this new movie. I'm saying that's what it originally was in some of the older ones. And originally, Godzilla was considered an enemy of the Earth, and that's why Mothra was called forth.
Ah, okay.
But that's the older ones. I don't know how the new canon goes.
He's more friend in this. Well, All right, you remember Venom in the old comic books, the Lethal Protector?
Yeah.
That'd be more like what Godzilla is. He's the destroy the fuck out of you Earth Protector.
Basically what it was like in Venom.
That's what I'm saying. Lethal. He's the Lethal Protector. I'll destroy everything. Venom's the Venom is like a much lower scale because he's just destroy the bad guys. You know what I'm saying? This is destroy the world to rebirth the world.
I still never got into Godzilla. I didn't understand it was wonderful.
I don't know a lot about the old movies, so I can't really talk much about them.
Well, I've seen the originals, the black and white one that originally came out. He was originally an enemy.
Right.
Pretty much.
Yeah, that's basically why I took it. It's just a monster flick is the way I took the originals.
Yeah, the robot one, Mechagodzilla.
Did the humans build the robot?
Yes. The humans built Mechagodzilla to fight Godzilla originally.
Didn't it happen in Japan originally?
All of it was originally Japan because, see, the original black and white is what Godzilla really means in Japanese is Gojira, Gojira. But it also sounds like Godzilla.
I thought it meant a giant lizard.
Kind of, pretty much, but Godzilla.
But it wasn't Godzilla. It was Gojira or something.
Gojira. Yeah. Well, the way they say it, it's Gojira.
English translation. We took it and made it Godzilla.
But it works because it's actually pretty much what it means.
Like the word spelled ninjutsu, but it's pronounced ninjitsu.
Well, it depends on which style you're going with because ninjutsu is different from
actually, it's
ninjitsu.
the same thing. I looked it up.
No, because there's all kinds of things that they learn in ninjutsu that they don't learn in ninjutsu. Ninjutsu is the same thing, but they teach a few more tricks because, see, the art of ninjutsu is shadows. Once you've been discovered, all you are is a fighter then, because unless you can get hidden again and not be found, it's all about being stealth.
But if you look it up, the word ninjutsu is not a Japanese word. Ninjutsu is a Japanese word. Americans, they didn't know how to pronounce it, so they said ninjutsu.
Well, it's like Christians here say Jesus. You go to a Spanish-speaking country, it's Jesus. It's simple linguistics, you know.
I think they're just talking to Zeus. Hey Zeus.
Hey Zeus.
Wakanda forever.
It was spelled ninjutsu. Americans pronounce it ninjutsu because we didn't know how to pronounce it.
Well, that's like my grandmother, right? When I was a little bitty kid, we used to have this ice cream shop, and they had these Ninja Turtle blizzards.
Oh yeah.
And she'd call it the Ninjin Turtle Blizzard. You know, it's tomato. Yeah, pronunciation. That's awesome.
Everywhere has their own, and sometimes that's how you know where they are.
Like Godzilla became Godzilla.
Gojira. Gojira.
Yeah.
Gojira.
Gojira. Gojira.
Gojira.
Gojira. Oh man.
I want to see that new Joker movie, dude. I hear good.
I've seen it.
What's his name again? The new actor?
It's Joaquin Phoenix.
Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah, the one.
I didn't know how to pronounce his first name.
Man, I seen this little meme. It said the new Joker movie is the Passion of the Christ for Juggalos.
I saw one that showed Joaquin Phoenix as the Joker. It says how you know Joaquin Phoenix, and then it said how I know him, and it showed him from Gladiator.
Right.
I was like, what are you talking about? I know him before that.
Right.
I'm like, whatever, dude. His brother was the kid with the glasses on, I think, in Stand By Me. River Phoenix.
I was going to ask you.
That was his brother.
Related?
That was his brother, but he died a year or two after that movie, I think.
Right.
Overdose?
I don't remember. It's been a long time.
That's a shame. We've lost a lot. We've lost a lot of actors through suicide and overdose, and artists, especially here lately. I mean, everything from Robin Williams to I mean, gosh, how many musicians have we lost lately?
Let's see.
Prince.
I'm not a big fan myself, but Amy Winehouse.
Amy Winehouse.
I mean, I'm just not a fan, but she did have some good stuff.
I mean, you ain't got to be a super fan. It's an artist.
Prince, Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson was done by his doctor, though. His doctor had him on.
The doctor had him sign a paper saying, "Don't press charges against me if it causes death." But Michael Jackson required it, and that's what happened. It caused death. It was sleeping pills.
Really? Sleeping pills?
Sleeping pills, yeah.
Too many.
Yep.
Way too many.
And the doctor said, "I'm not allowed to do this. Sign this paper, the waiver. She won't press charges against me if it causes death." And his family tried to sue him.
Well, that means it was Michael Jackson's choice to do it, too.
Yeah.
And the doctor had him sign a piece of paper saying, "Don't hold me accountable of what a risk you're going to have to take."
That's a shame. And Robin Williams, that was one I didn't expect. I didn't see that one coming.
Depression.
Well, it wasn't just depression though. He found out that he had some kind of other disease that was basically deteriorating him, and he would have been nothing.
I didn't hear about that part. I just heard the depression.
I don't remember what it was called, but it's some kind of disease that he had that was going to basically make him like invalid almost.
Oh wow!
Like he would have become like brain gone, like dementia almost, or not dementia, Alzheimer's in a way.
Right.
And plus with the depression shit, that didn't really help. You know what I'm saying? So he just decided to go ahead and stop it before it happened.
So he was diagnosed with the disease?
Yeah. Not just diagnosed, he knew he had it. Apparently he'd known he'd had it for a year or two, and the symptoms were starting to really show. And I guess he didn't want to put people through that, so he probably just, took the pills and.
Thought he hung himself.
No, he took pills.
I really could have swore he hung himself.
No. That was Chester Bennington and Chris Cornell.
And David.
Chester Bennington, there's another one. I was
just listening to Linkin Park in the car on the way.
Wait, Chris Cornell killed himself too?
Yeah, just a few months before Chester Bennington did.
Wow.
They both were found hung.
And David Carradine as well.
Well, David Carradine's been gone for quite a few years now.
Some kind of fetish.
We talked about that last time we were here on one of those episodes that we did.
Where we was talking about the autoerotic asphyxiation.
Yeah.
Make sure you have a partner, man.
You gotta have a spotter, man. Gotta have a spotter. So make sure you're into voyeurism.
That's right. Hey, autoerotic asphyxiation never to be done alone.
But I do think that mental health as well as addiction is something that has touched a lot of people in a lot of different ways, whether it's celebrities, whether it's people we know.
More people are messed up now than they used to be, and there's a reason for it. I don't know the reason, but I know there's a reason.
Well, the world's getting a lot more stressful.
I'm an addict.
And yeah, it could be something as simple as that. You're fighting an addiction. You're fighting mental depression for whatever reason. Your life's really hard. And honestly, the economy is making life really hard for a lot of people because it's a lot harder to afford just the basic things you need to live.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was looking at a report just in our area. The average needed income to have a 2-bedroom apartment by yourself is like $16 to $18 an hour just to have a minimum 2-bedroom apartment.
That sounds about right.
But how many people that actually need a 2-bedroom apartment actually make even close to $16 to $18 an hour?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, minimum wage is what, $7.25. But honestly,
it's higher than that now.
Like 9 or 10.
I think it's higher than that. I think it's like $9.25.
If that happened just recently.
That's been like the beginning of this year.
Right now in Texas, it's supposed to be $10.
Right,
well,
but still,
it's 15.
But still, that doesn't solve the problem because inflation is so bad.
Mm-hmm.
That if you raise everybody's minimum wage,
everything else is going to go up.
You raise the cost of living more than the money they're making extra. If you raise everybody's minimum wage to $15 an hour, which still isn't enough to afford a 2-bedroom apartment by yourself, well, then you raise the price of milk because they've had to pay their employees more. You raise the price of every grocery. You raise the price of gas because they got to pay their employees more.
And utilities.
And utilities. The utility company has to pay all their employees more. And they got to pay insurance. All these companies have to pay insurance who had to raise their rates because they have to pay their employees more. It's just one big downhill slide.
It's fucked up.
And they're just putting Band-Aids on it by raising the income because you feel better, because you feel like you're making more, but the cost of living goes up so much that you're actually making less.
Biggie said it best. More money, more problems.
And Puff Daddy.
No, I think that one was just straight up Biggie.
And Puff Daddy afterwards.
He did well. That's because him and Puff ran together.
They know that.
I watched the movie Notorious. It was very good.
Right.
Mama, did you throw away my mashed potatoes?
Man.
There wasn't no mashed potatoes, Mama.
What a world we live in, right?
All the world we got, so.
Yeah, so we need to do something to make it a little bit better.
So, yeah. Trying.
What a life.
Yeah.
And see, it's
I have no complaints.
I on the borderline there. I don't believe in complaining, I believe in action. Let's do something to make it better. But that's hard in and of itself. You know, it's a challenge of itself. But if you just pass on one little bit of good to the next person, and they pass it on to the next person, do something good for 2 people. And it could be as simple as, man, I like that fedora you're wearing.
I do that all the time to people.
Just random fucking person. Then they all of a sudden their day feels better.
If I like something they're wearing at work, but I don't even know if they understand me.
Well, they understand you. They just depends what time it is. Depends what time it is.
Oh,
Yeah,
depends
true.
what time it is.
No, because come 6 o'clock, though, none of them speak English.
Yeah,
None of them.
I know.
I know, because then we have Willie holler for me. I swear to God, I regret the day he figured out my name.
You know what you do? You need to learn Spanish.
I know Spanish. What do you think? Come 6 o'clock, I don't know how to speak English.
No habla inglés.
So Willie, he doesn't believe me.
That's gibberish for leave me the hell alone.
I know. Maybe those Africans fucking kill me.
Oh,
I swear to
man.
God.
I sound bad. I'm sorry. Let me retract that statement. I love all people. I just think racism is funny if you do it in the right way.
If it's funny, it's funny.
No, it's not really funny all the time, though, because sometimes it all requires the right timing and the right people to understand it.
Yeah, you can't just go making racist jokes to random people because
if you go to a comedy
the stuff
show,
is offensive, but with your close friends, I could see some of that is what makes it funny because they know you. But
when you're out in public,
in the world we live in, the way PC is going nowadays,
it's the age of PC, political correctness.
The age of PC, you can't say almost anything without someone accusing you of saying, all right, like I commented on this news post, you know what I'm saying, it was a post about Trump, okay? And without getting political, I didn't get political. I was like, man, I don't believe this news site because they reported on somebody that I'm invested in, and it ended up being a complete lie. So I don't like this site. I don't trust anything they say. Well, guy comes on, oh, you're the problem, you big Trumper, you love Trump. I was like, man, I didn't say nothing about Trump. I said a story about something completely different, and this site is bullshit.
Facts anymore. People want to go with their feelings. Feelings don't override the facts.
Feelings are not facts.
Right. Right.
I'm sorry. I mean, I understand you have feelings and shit, but you need to learn. A fact is a fact. It's there because it's been tried, true, and tested.
Well, it's who was it? Who was it said? Socrates said, "The only knowledge is knowing you know nothing." And honestly, intelligence is not knowing a bunch of stuff. It's the ability to accept facts that contradict your belief and changing your opinion. That is intelligence.
I used to follow him.
I also believe intelligence also falls under how well you're able to recall things in your memory.
Yep.
Because if you can sit there and read something and you can just recall it like that, you're pretty much intelligent.
You know what Socrates
You may
also
not
said?
be manually intelligent,
Huh.
but yeah.
What were you saying?
Some people say his name was actually Socrates, and some people say it was Socrates.
Well, that goes back to what we were talking. It's probably from the different country you're in. They called it something different.
He had something written on one of the schools. He said, "Without the knowledge of physics, you are not allowed in the school." Because without the knowledge of physics, and he had knowledge of physics,
Mm-hmm.
you were not allowed in that school because you don't know what to go beyond that. It's just ideas instead of knowledge, sort of, so to speak.
Theories, basically.
Yeah, just theories only.
That's basically
Without
why
the
we
knowledge
have
of
applied
physics.
physics now.
Yeah, without the knowledge of physics, you're not allowed in the school.
Well,
I agree with that.
I can. Well, I see where he's coming from. At the same time, I don't agree with it because you go to a school to learn, and physics could be the first class. But if you don't have a basic understanding,
well, he had stages, several different little levels what
Right.
they go through.
Like, I understand physics to a small degree. Like,
I'm a physics.
I'm a basic.
right there with you.
I'm a basic physics bitch. Okay. And I understand it somewhat, but I can't do all the little calculations and things that go with it. You have to explain it to me in a way that I understand.
Yeah.
And that's my issue, is because I understand a lot of things, but sometimes you need to reference to other things that are simple to it, like
Layman's terms.
what I do sometimes.
Layman's terms.
Yeah, layman's terms.
That's why Socrates had different levels. You had to go through this school and this school, this class, and this class, and eventually you get into the physics class.
You get put into a square
Huh.
and you vogue it.
And that camera all of a sudden decided not to focus, so I want to move it. So don't mind me.
I'm not minding you. I'm here for you.
We got your back, bruh.
Love is a battlefield.
Go ahead, sing one for us.
I can't really sing too well right now. My throat's a little shot from screaming and yelling at people. I can't really hit high notes very well.
From the Legend of Billie Jean?
Well, that was, but it was Pat Benatar sang it. It's an actual song.
Yeah,
Billie
the
Jean,
soundtrack of the Legend of
my
Billie Jean.
lover.
Just one girl
Says that I am the one.
so be jealous, not my son. I told you I can't hit
But
high
the
notes.
kid is not my son.
Yes.
Thank you. I told you I couldn't hit the high notes right now.
The kid is not my son.
You sing and I'll mouth it.
Billie Jean is not my lover. She's just a girl that says that I am the one. But the kid is not my son. Oh man, jamming out here on OmEn Online. Oh
man,
this is great. This is great. And we went right back to Michael Jackson. We was just talking about him a second ago.
You know his song "Dirty Diana" was about a fan.
I like that song. Dirty Diana.
For the longest time, I thought it was about Diana Ross.
Right?
No, I can see when you think that.
Well, see, that's where the legend had gone for a long time, but it was finally put out. No, it was about like this crazy ass fan named Diana that wanted to sleep with him that kept trying to sleep with him and shit or something.
Right?
A stalker?
Yeah, a stalker basically.
An 80s stalker.
No, more like late 70s, early
Late
80s.
late 70s.
See, and nowadays she would have been put in jail after the second message or something.
We got laws against that now. Don't you stalk us. We're watching you. You're watching
Stalk
us.
me, I like it. Rub it, rub it.
Lotion on the skin.
Speaking of which, I was molested by Wacko Jacko tonight at the haunted house.
Awesome, and you loved every minute of it.
Yeah, I did. He played with my nipples.
Hey, he played with my butt every time I was up on the damn on the wall.
Jeez.
That's great. So, like, working in a haunted house, we was talking, I got to ask you, because I ask every haunted house actor, especially like Johnny, he's working in Waverly, supposed to be one of the most haunted places in America. Do you believe in ghosts? Have you seen anything like that?
Or aliens.
Well, as far as aliens go, here you go, Johnny.
Oh, we got aliens in this room. But no, have you ever had any like supernatural experiences?
I had quite a few when I was younger. My mom and we lived in this old 1880 Victorian house. It was up in Ohio. This house, it had tunnels that went through the walls. You think it was connected with the Underground Railroad, but I swear if they actually fit people in those walls, they'd have to be some Ethiopians, I swear to God. But either way, this...
They'll sell like places for insulation.
No, they went throughout the whole house.
It's the crawl spaces.
Like those crawl spaces are absolutely ridiculous. Anyway, there was a third floor. The third floor was all tore up. We always kept it locked. Used it as a storage. Well, it didn't matter that we had a deadbolt on it, and David was the only one with the key, and he was always out on the truck. He was a truck driver. So he was the only one with the key. And this door would come open all the time from deadbolt. You know, you obviously can't card a deadbolt.
Right.
There's only one way to unlock those things.
With key.
Exactly. So if David is 1,500 miles away, he obviously didn't unlock it. And we would... Well, my little brother, his door was right in front of it. His bedroom door was right in front of it. He'd walk into it randomly all the time. And then there was on the main entrance of the stairs, because with this being an 1880 house, there's a servant entrance for the stairs, and then there's the main stairway. On that main stairway, every one of us had issues with that damn. There was cold spots. There was places that, like, you would walk down the stairs and you'd feel something walk past you. There was one time I was home by myself. I was the only one home. It was raining outside, and I swear to God, it sounded like someone was running up and down the steps. Like, I did not know what to think about this at all.
Right.
And then after my mom died, and this is all in the same house, because we found out history about this house anyway. This house was a brothel at one point in time, as well as a nursing home, and all became just a home in general.
Right.
But after my mom died, she put her heart and soul into this house. The house was her baby. But when she died, it was a freak car accident. And I remember it was after she died. My son, he was like 3 weeks old. I got up to make him a bottle, and I always kept my radio on for the background static noise. Well, I listened to 104.7, which was the classic rock station.
Yeah.
And I got up to go make him a bottle, and I walked to the kitchen, came back, and it's on 103.7, and nobody in the house is awake. Obviously, my kid didn't do it. He can't even roll over. Nobody's home. Nothing could explain to me why my radio station changed from 104.7 to 103.7, which was the country station.
Right.
Also, around that same period, you know what a chair sounds like rolling across the hardwood floor?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
It's a very distinct sound.
It's very disturbing.
Look, I was not okay with this, because my mom...
I'm enjoying the story. I'm invested.
My mom, she always was in the den. If she wasn't in the kitchen, she was in the den. And you know what it sounded like when a heavy person sat in a chair and rolled across that floor. It's a very distinct sound. I was the only one home once again, and David, he always had some logical explanation. Well, can't logical explanation the sound of a hardwood floor and a rolling chair when I'm home alone by myself. Next to the den, cupboards opening and closing. It was just all weird. There's no rational explanation for a lot of things that happened in that house after my mom died.
Right.
I think sometimes it was her trying to just say that she was there. But then there's also times since she's passed that if it wasn't my mom saving my ass, there's something out there.
Right. I feel it.
Yeah.
Because
Definitely some interesting experiences. Yeah. Yeah. I gotta say, I believe there's more out there that we
I'm
don't know
waiting. The
about.
closer it gets to Halloween at Waverly, the more weird shit happens. So I'm waiting, considering the fact that we'll be in there the last 2 days after Halloween to
Right.
see what it's like.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
The funniest
See,
part is,
I'd like to do the overnight there at Waverly. Maybe one day, but I think it'd
well,
be an interesting
I
experience.
just can't afford take the chance on if I'm gonna get those or not. You know what I'm saying? Like if I'd be able to sell the rest of them or not.
Yeah, of course.
That's why I don't work for compensation, which is getting the overnight tickets. I work for money because I can't guarantee that I'd be able to sell those. And some people are like, oh, you can sell those easy. No, I don't think I can. I know enough weirdos, yeah, but the problem is,
You know a bunch of broke weirdos.
here I am.
and I want money
I feel it.
for them.
I feel it.
Yeah.
My cousin used to work there, and he did that. He'd sell the tickets. He worked for compensation, and he'd sell the tickets. He ended up making more for the season than he would have if he just took the money. But you got to know the people that'll buy them too. So I completely understand.
I know people, like you said, I know broke people
Right,
that don't want to pay you hardly nothing for them. I'll give you 20, but no. You know how much this ticket's worth?
right. And you can't really hate on them because you know they don't have the money, but you can't take less than it's worth if you can't afford it either.
Exactly.
Yeah, you work your ass off for them.
Someone like me who works in the haunted houses, I bring my own costuming. I bring all my own stuff, my own props, whatever. I pay for all that.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying? So me getting paid for doing the haunt is like me in a way getting my money back.
Reimbursement.
Yeah. So I mean, a lot of times, yeah, I'm making extra money, but just remember, I've spent money out beforehand. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And my costumes are usually at least a couple $100 into them.
And this is every year. It's like a mechanic. A mechanic has to buy a teacher. Teacher has to buy their own supplies. Mechanics buy their own supplies. Haunt actors buy their own supplies.
Some do.
Sometimes.
Some do. Some get
Sometimes.
the haunt
Sometimes
provides
they're
everything they need.
Well,
But
yeah.
at the same time,
It depends on if you're going through their costume room or you're bringing out an original character too. So you're right.
I bring out originals. I don't like playing some boring ass character that somebody else could do just fine.
Right.
I'm better at doing originals. I'm more comfortable with it. Just like last year when they wanted me to play a priest role. I'm not a priest. I'm the Pope, baby.
It's like we was talking about earlier. When you do a line, it's better to do it in a way that comes natural to you, because it feels that much better, And improv works for that with the haunted house.
Improv is perfect for a haunted house.
Right.
Because you can do lines and things, but you're going to get people that come in and start doing stupid shit. And
you got to be able to roll with the flow.
Then.
Yeah.
You could have a whole little set routine that you do, and do the same thing over and over again. But guess what? You're going to get bored. I had someone that was collecting glasses for me at the end of the Clown's Maze because it's in 3D. Well, the rest of the haunt after, it's not in 3D. Well, I had someone collecting glasses at the end. Well, they got bored just sitting in the little booth that they gave them to get them to collect glasses. So they came out and started working the room and are great at it.
That's awesome.
I didn't think they were going to be able to do it. And then all of a sudden, because I suggested to them, I was like, hey, if you're bored, man, get out and work the room.
Right.
And That's kind of what happened with two of my actors. Because one of my clowns, he was first put in there to do it as a clown, and he got bored. So I told him, "Go on out here and work back here, just as long as you get the glasses at the end."
Hell yeah.
Well, he started working out better as a clown, so I got a nun.
You know what kills me about Johnny is, I talked to Johnny Friday before I went in, freaking out. I ain't never done this before. His advice is don't suck.
That's it. My first room. Actually, the guy you work for, Joker, he was our lead in my first room. He put me in a spot. I was for real in my street clothes. I might have had a couple drops of blood thrown on me. He's like, "Here you are. Don't suck."
Well, thankfully Joker never said that to me, because I even asked him, I said, "What do you really want me to do with this thing?" Because for me at first, I mean, I had to keep trying different things that I liked with it.
Yeah.
At first, it was easy for me to go to automatically the seductive one, to make it funny, but I mean, they didn't have an actual outfit for my room.
And that's what I like about when I go there next year too. How I'm going to be able to say pretty much whatever the fuck I want.
That's awesome.
Because there's a lot of stuff I want to say to mess with people, but I know I can't get away with it.
You're in a more family-friendly haunt right now.
Yeah, and the thing is, there are certain groups I can get away with that stuff, but you got to read them, and it ain't easy to read people.
It's definitely an acquired skill.
I made a mistake a few times and said something wrong. Like one time this past weekend, I started to say something to this one group, and then all of a sudden I saw at the corner of my eye there was a kid, and I was like, "Oh, change that up, real quick."
Now, last time we had you on, we were talking about the show you're coming out with, Seconds Left. How's that going? So you about got an episode filmed, or what you been doing?
Yep.
Man of words.
But any other time he wants to talk about it, he doesn't have to shut up.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah, we've got a few people that once we get it finished getting it edited and put out that want to see the YouTube link so that they can see it.
Yeah, I can't wait.
What's the other platform that we're putting it on as well?
Yeah, we're actually putting the show on a new release called VibraVid. It's actually based off of cryptocurrency, blockchain technology. They kind of call blockchain Internet 3.0. If for anybody who doesn't understand the stuff, I do another show that's called the Crypto Report, where I give news about mainstream happenings in cryptocurrency and the digital currencies in the blockchain world. Something I'd like to shout out to UNICEF, the charity arm of the UN, is actually accepting Bitcoin and Ethereum as donation now. They're the first arm of the UN that accepts digital currencies, and it is a world charity. So that's an awesome thing. So anybody who's into cryptocurrencies or digital currencies, feel free to look into UNICEF and their donation platform for cryptocurrencies. I did report about that on the Crypto Report, so find me currently on YouTube on the Crypto Report, and I'm moving a lot of ours onto the VibraVid platform as well, so you'll be able to find us. OmEn Online, the promos are already on VibraVid, so you'll be able to find us on there as well.
And we're always evolving.
Always evolving.
Every show.
Yes, definitely. Better every show. Advance everything. How's it go, man? Improve yourself in every way, every day. Even if it's just a little bit. Even if it's just a little bit, you can improve yourself in every aspect of yourself. Just a little bit in every way, every single day.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. And we do the same, use the same concept with the show. Every time we shoot, we try to improve it, improve the people, get more people involved. Again, feel free to share it with your friends. Let everybody know. Let everybody know you enjoy the content we produce. Let everybody know. Put us out there. on YouTube, give us a subscribe. If you're on the VibraVid platform, feel free to share. I am, and
I get to deal with this almost every day.
there
And
there
I'm entertaining them while you're talking to them.
there is one more thing. I am starting to. If anybody's on BitTorrent, there's a new addition to it called Be Live, BitTorrent Live, where as we film, I'm going to be start doing live streaming broadcasts so that we can interact with our viewers while filming our shows.
Yeah, I can't wait to do that because I'd like to see the comments.
Awesome, yeah. So if anybody is on BitTorrent Live, Be Live. Feel free to leave us a link, and we're going to start posting times that we'll be videoing, and you can join in and comment on the show, and we can answer your comments immediately while we're recording.
I don't know if I trust Johnny to be replying to comments.
No, trust me, I'm good at this.
Oh yeah, you're real good at this. The flies out of your mouth.
You're good at something.
Yeah.
I mean, you was good last night either way. Oh.
It's moist. It's moist.
Oh man, that's great. Use some lube.
With the big pink stick. So like, if one of them's like, I ask them if they want to play with the big pink stick, and I don't use the breast cancer awareness joke on them.
Why can't I play with your big pink stick? What the fuck?
The big pink.
Yes, you showed it to me. Yeah, you showed it to me. You won't let me play with it.
I put the big pink stick. It's at the haunted house now.
I know
it's detachable.
But you brought it to work and you wouldn't even let me play with it. You just showed it to me.
Yeah, I know.
I'm so mad about that. I'm still shitty about it.
Oh man, that's
I got
great.
the wiffle ball in the car.
Not the wiffle ball bat.
Dude, I had a guy buck up last night. I told y'all about this, I think. He bucked up to me last night and tried to say, I was like, well, do I need to introduce you to the big pink stick? And he was like, and I was just like this. And he was like, oh, that thing ain't even real. And I was like, ain't real? Ready to test me? I was like, have a nice night. Don't be a dick. Guess what? I'm bigger one.
Man, I always hated
I'm
that.
a pretty nice guy till they make me mad.
I always hated that they come through, they pay for a scare.
Exactly.
And then they try to be assholes about it. Some people are just naturally assholes.
Oh, I just go in and enjoy myself. I don't care what they say because I want to hear what they're doing. I was kind of saddened by the girl that was in the nursery-ish room tonight. She wasn't as good as the girl that was there last time we went.
Right?
The girl that was there last time, I really enjoyed her bit. No, it was good. Like,
so you enjoyed her bits?
Yes.
At least you admit it.
I enjoyed what she did. I liked it a lot more.
Right.
But
I feel that.
The girl that did it was alright. There was a couple of ones that I think could have been a little better. But I think the guy that was in the room with the fat blob tonight, I think that was his first time.
It was.
And he was kind of like trying stuff out. I'm like, dude, you talking about, like, he was pulling out like some kind of instrument, I don't remember what, and then like a syringe thing.
Yeah.
And I mean, it was cool, but I feel like he needs to be a little bit more crazier about it.
He just needs to find his groove.
Exactly.
Your first time, definitely, man. Even if you just go to a new spot, you need to find your groove in that spot. But it's
like I struggled tonight.
It's what it is.
You know why you struggled tonight?
Why?
Because you've been working at your regular job. Then you go and work the haunt Friday and Saturday. Friday and Saturday, you give it a lot.
No, but between Friday and Saturday was great. Today, it was just...
It's because you're tired and wore out from Friday and Saturday. That's why Sunday they're only open for 3 hours instead of the normal hours that they are on Friday and Saturday until, what, 1 a.m.?
It still didn't help that the people that I was working with tonight with the butcher, because I was supposed to be selling the ass, selling the boobs. And look, I had tits and ass for sale all night long.
Nobody bought any. I threw fake hundreds at the stripper. I really did.
You are one of the few people I know that actually keeps fake hundreds in their car, okay?
Well, those were the ones that I gave out. So I'm gonna have to go to the storage unit again and get some more.
And by fake hundreds, we mean movie props.
Exactly, they're fake hundreds for movie props. I got fake 10s and 20s too. They're all for movie props. I wouldn't try to pass them off as counterfeit.
And they are marked as movie props as well.
Yes.
I just want to clarify that. Johnny's not a counterfeiter.
I did that on purpose because I heard who was going to be in there, and actually, I heard after I already had planned to do it, and I still did it anyway. It wasn't this. Rachel was in there this time. Og.
Oh yeah, yeah.
She was dressed like this. I don't know what it was. Almost.
I'd picture her like an old style burlesque style dress.
That's kind of what it was, but it was more like the outfit she had on seemed more Harley Quinnish.
Right.
She had white face paint and like these lashes and shit. And one of the things she did was like want to pet my kitty, and then she'd start to lift up her dress, and she had a stuffed kitty.
That's great. That's great.
It was pretty funny. Like it was funny, but I was going to plan on doing it anyway. I just made it a little better.
Right. Oh, man. But this has been great. This has been great hanging out with all y'all. I think we've had a great conversation. Really entertaining. We are to the end of the show. It's been great hanging out with you guys. You online watching us. Been great hanging out with you. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Hit that little notification bell so you're notified every time we put a new episode up. Oh, man. And check us out every time, man. Subscribe to the channel, share it with your friends. Let them know that you got a bunch of fools on here talking just crazy stuff. Hey. Subscribe. Y'all have a good one now.
Subscribe.